Hey everyone, welcome to PhoneArena's in-depth video review of the HTC Droid Incredible, one of the latest high-end Android offerings out of HTC's camp. We've actually heard a lot about this handset even before the Nexus 1 was launched here in the US. Some bill it as being a variant of the HTC Desire, which was recently launched in Europe. But it has a lot at stake with it just because it's following up after the success of the Motorola Droid on Verizon. Unfortunately, the only Achilles heel to the HTC Droid Incredible is its design. They take a minimalistic approach with it. It's your typical slate form factor. Very few hardware buttons to be found whatsoever in the device. It has a nice clean look on the front to make it all uniform. But the choice of materials that they decided to go with doesn't exude a high-end smartphone. Instead, they use this black plastic, which pretty much consists most of the device. It's accented with the red accents on the speaker and also on the camera. As far as the back materials they use, it's that soft touch feeling material which does great to prevent scratches. They also have this slight design to make it stand out a little bit more. It's not that heavy at all. It feels very balanced when compared to like the Nexus 1. It's not top heavy, it's pretty even out. But unfortunately, we don't have a feel of durability or premium materials being used on the device, and we question its build quality because for a high-end phone, we would have expected something a little bit better than this. Now, one of the first things to catch your eye with the Droid Incredible is its 3.7-inch WVGA AMOLED touchscreen. It's actually the same exact one we've already seen on the HTC Nexus 1 and also the Desire. Colors have a really good tone to it. They're quite vivid. At the same time, text is quite legible on display thanks to its high resolution. Unfortunately, though, when you take it outdoors in direct sunlight, you'll have a little bit of a hard time viewing what's on screen. Right below the touchscreen, you have your typical Android buttons. You have the home, menu, back, and search. They're again built into the surface, so it has this nice clean look to it. We rarely had any problems with accidentally pressing them. They're quite responsive. Now, the device also features the optical trackpad, which is the only protrusion on the surface. You could use it to navigate, and when you push it down, it offers a pretty good tactile feel, so you can make a selection. On the left-hand side, you have the micro USB port and a decently sized volume rocker. On top, you have the dedicated power button with the 3.5mm headset jack. And on the back, you treated to the 8-megapixel camera with the dual LED flashers and a speakerphone next to it. Removing the cover, it actually snaps on into place, but you got to just yank it off. Once you got that done, it'll give you access to the battery compartment. You can notice the red theme going on, and also the micro SD card slot. The customized Android experience on the HTC Droid Incredible is pretty much similar to what we already witnessed with the HTC Desire. As you can see, it's running the latest version of the Sense UI on top of Android 2.1, so it offers things like animated wallpapers to allow you to interact with the background. And on top of that, it just offers a lot of the conveniences that most devices don't have. For example, being able to check out the weather, the temperature, some stock quotes, and at the same time, even has this ability for you to read your emails directly in the home screen as opposed to running a separate application. And also, they also have this friend stream that aggregates a lot of the social networking websites or accounts that you might have directly on here, so you can read about the latest status updates of your friends and even the tweets. So it just makes it really simplified. There are a total of 7 home screens. You could add different widgets, different shortcuts, and if you press the home key twice, it gives you the helicopter view, or if you simply do a pinch motion, it'll give you all 7 home screens, and you can press one to actually get into it, jump into it right away. And again, we really had very few instances where the phone lagged. Again, that's partly due to the fact that it has the 1 GHz Snapdragon processor. Composing a message on the Droid Incredible is pretty simple and easy experience thanks to its responsive QWERTY keyboard. Now, the one that we have up and running here is just the portrait style one. As we begin typing, it gives you some predictive text options, and there's also haptic feedback accompanying it. There's also other different options for your QWERTY keyboard. You can either use the standard one, the phone keypad, or the compact QWERTY. When you tilt the phone to its right, it'll give you the best option, which is the full QWERTY keyboard in landscape view. Very spacious and very easy to use. We didn't have any issues as far as speed typing on it. Now, one of the greatest aspects about the Droid Incredible is its web browsing experience. It's pretty much on top of its game. As you can see, it gives you a page overview of our website here. And scrolling's not a problem. It's really speedy, quite responsive. You could zoom a couple ways. You could just double tap location, and it'll automatically zoom in. There's also pinch to zoom or pinch out, so it's multi-touch capable. The great thing we like about it is that it brings everything to a column view, so reading text is going to be easy. And even if you adjust the zoom level, the text automatically rearranges to fit the width of the display, so that's a great aspect about it. Another thing is that it has supports flashlight, so things like YouTube videos will play directly within the browser. And as you can see, there are some flash elements that actually will load up, which gives you a really good experience, something that you witness generally with a regular desktop browser. So really impressed with how well the web browsing experience is on the HTC Droid Incredible.